Hello and welcome to Live Web on Call and Chat Support System Part 7. I am Kamran Majdani, and in this video we will continue our Live Web on Call system, and we will complete our Firebase user session system which we have left in our last video. But before continuing, I'd like to request, if you have not followed our Facebook page, please follow and like it and share it with your friends. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe WatchMeCode YouTube channel and click the bell icon. And as I am creating the system direct online, so you can follow along by and share it with you visiting https://demos.azuz.host/zuzlive. So let's get started. As we were on our user system, so now we need something when a new user just starts visiting our live support system. We should ask for our guest, his name and email and the message or question he likes to share or ask. So we need to create the welcome box, and we should call it sign up box actually. So let's go to core.js, and inside our Azure support box, let's create a view and check or call it guest box, and inside we should simply return a div, give it a class name, it is so much hard to code right inside Notepad++ because the autocomplete system is far more inaccurate as compared to Real Studio Code. But as I am having some trouble using Real Studio Code while using direct FTP, so I prefer using Notepad++ because it has a nice NPP FTP plugin, so that we can edit our files right inside. Let's give it a name of guest box, and for now we need to add the welcome message, and let's call it okay. Let's add a h2 class name and call it title, give it a font size of 16 and font B, and close it. And let's add we are here to help. And right after that, if we can go to now, we need to add an input type equals text, give it a class name of, let's call it iPut, and give it a size of 15, font B and C33 for our color. And we need to add on chain text and add an arrow method, and after that we need to add well, this is it for now. Now let's add a couple of fields and call it full name equal null, and we will be asking for email. Let's give it a value of null, and right after email we need question. The guest is supposed to ask is question, or we can call it the problem, and give it a value of null. And this is it for now. Let's go back to our guest box, and we should add a ref and use the ref equals, and we should add self dot full name equals ref, and let's use the self right here. And after that we need one more field, and let's call it, oops, before copying let's add a code. Self dot set state, and inside the self dot set state we will be calling full name, oops, full name, and let's say wall equals empty, then null, otherwise wall. Let's copy and duplicate it, and now I need to change from full name to email, and after the email we should update right here, email. Great. We need one more field, but this time we need a text area, and let's remove the type attribute and keep the class name. And let's update right here, question, and now we need a button. Oops, and let's add continue, and let's add class name and call it BDN, or I'll keep it BDN for now, or I guess we should give it a unique class name, and let's call it start session, and give it a class of font B S15, Great. Now we need to add a rel class, and inside the render we should check for something like session equal false, and we should add if self.state.session equals false, then we will be returning self.guest box. Otherwise we will return our support box. Great. Let's give it a tab, save it. Go back to our domain and let's reload it. Hold Ctrl Shift and I to open the developer console. Let's click, and here we are. But I guess I have, oh my bad, actually we need to, instead of adding a separate return statement, we need to replace right here. Let's call it self.state.session equals true. Then we will be returning react.fragment, because the return statement accepts the single child. Let's close the react.fragment and give it a tab. Otherwise we will be returning self.guestBox. Great. Now save it. Let's go back to our domain and reload and click, and now we have our support or guest box. Great. Just to make sure, if you are following me around, you can check the progress right on demos.zuz.host/zuzlive. Let me copy and paste right in chat box. Okay, here we are. Okay, let's go to our core.css, and we need to add the guest box CSS, and that is dot guest dash box. Let's add a couple of, so keep it on the screen. And after that we need the title class. Give it a title, and then we need the input. Let's use input, and let's use a text area.input, because we need to adjust the height appropriately. And we need the start session, and we need start session hover, start session disabled. Great. Let's save it. Just the and go back to our domain and reload. Okay, click once more time, and now right click and click on inspect, and inside title we need to add, let's select the cast box first of all, add a padding of, for now, 10, or I guess 25 is good, and save it right here, padding 25 pixels, save it. And I guess we need to give the title a font size of something like, I guess 36 is good, and use font family to font L or font L. Is it working? If we can go to props.css, and we have font L, and actually we need to add font L right here. Great. Now we can check font N because I don't want to make things heavier inside our UI, and after that we need a line height of 1.2 is good. Now copy, and let's create .s36 and give it a font size of 36 pixels, and inside core.js let's use font N and s36. Great. Now we need to add only line height to something like 1.2. Let's save it, go back and reload, and now we need to add, right click, inspect, and give it width 100%. Border should be 1 pixel DDD solid. Border radius should be 5 pixels. Margin should be 0 pixels, 0 pixels, and I guess 6 is good. Let's save it. Oops, I need to add something more. Add a box shadow, 0 pixels or 1 pixel, 1 pixel dash 0 0, and we need to add, great. Now we need to add outline to none. Let's add a padding of 10 pixels, or I guess, well, keep 10 for now. Let's copy and paste inside the input and save it. Great. We need to add the placeholder attribute. Placeholder should be full name, email, placeholder should be your question. Let's save it and go back to our domain and reload. Click, and now we have our placeholders. If we can select our title and add margin bottom to something like 20 pixels, let's update it inside the core.css. Margin bottom to 20 pixels, save it. We can use font B and use font size 30. Well, keep it simple, stupid. Now we need to select the button and let's use the background color of our button, background color, border, line height, padding, or 30, and the border radius should be 10, and margin top should be 10 pixels, or let's use 15, and we need to add width to 100% to keep it symmetrical. Great. Let's copy and paste inside the start session CSS. And now if we can go back to our button for state, hover, and let's copy the background color as well. And now we need to add the background color. Great. Let's save it and reload to make sure if we have updated the CSS. Great. Now right click on the text area and add resize to none, and height should be something like 50, width height, or maybe 35 is good. Let's switch our developer tools to bottom and check if we can. Okay, we have another problem. First of all, let's copy and paste inside our text area and save it. Again, we need to add this Zeus box. I guess no, that's a guest box. It is actually guest box. Let's add overflow X to hidden and overflow Y to auto. Let's copy, go to 2 to 1 and update, save and reload it. Click. Now if we switch to guest box, Zeus box, now let's add overflow X to hidden, but we don't need the overflow X hidden thing right here. Pixels, 100%. Why it is using 100%? Or I guess it is because we are using I guess we should change it to absolute position, and let's use top 0, left 0, right 0, and bottom to 0 pixels. Now if we could resize, we are resizing it perfectly. Great. But we need to add top to 50 and bottom to 0. Great. Copy and paste inside the guest box, and let's add ABS. Now if you could reload click, and let's switch to bottom, and now we have a nice scroll bar. Great. I am thinking if we can replace the text area with height to something like 200 pixels, or maybe 175 is good. Make it 175. Let's save it. Great. Now click on the box, and now we have a nice box. Great. Have a nice well, I have to end the stream right now, and I have to go somewhere. Let's complete the Firebase session thing in part 2 for this video, and I will stream tomorrow. Sorry for the interruption, but I have to go somewhere. So before leaving, I would like to request, if you have not liked the WatchMeCode Facebook page, and please like it, and if you have not subscribed to WatchMeCode YouTube channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon. Stay tuned and goodbye.